Ankur is the CEO of SwarmSales.com, and here are his 5 steps to thriving in sales.
The change that initially came in and really inspired us was, if you look today just at the VC market, there's a ton of companies that are getting invested into. So for the first time ever, you have a high influx of new companies emerging. We looked at the numbers in 2015. I think there were 3,500 companies. The number grew to 5,000 the following year, and I estimate something like 6,500 new companies that are funded entering the new market. The one thing that's common across all those companies is that at some point, those companies will all need to have an enterprise sales strategy. Well, if that's all going to happen, then guess what? Everybody's using the same traditional method. And I use the funnel effect. And if everybody's reaching out to the same contacts within those same companies, those enterprises are about to get inundated more so than they are today with ideas and sales professionals reaching out to them to say, my product's the best. So we fundamentally knew that we had to change the game, and we had to do almost something outside of the traditional and bypass the entire industry completely. So that's the fundamental change that we're observing over the course of the last 3 to 5 years. And I think it's going to get accelerated over the next 1 or 2 years, even more so. The other thing that's happening is the traditional purchaser acquirer of technology has been IT. And we know that IT is very quickly dissipating. So we know what's happening is that decision-making capability is sitting in front of lines of businesses for the first time ever. And what we find are the lines of businesses are constantly looking at their book of business and saying, well, how do we drive impact as soon as possible? So what's happening today is you can go into a chief marketing officer, tell them about a remarketing or a marketing automation solution, and they make a decision like that. And so today, what we're also finding is not only are they making those decisions faster, their propensity to actually pilot that particular product is a lot faster, and decision making is a lot faster as well. So you have folks for the first time ever who are corporate citizens observing processes, observing problems, then breaking out of those corporations, starting companies, and coming back and selling it back to the corporates. The only thing is you need to find that repeatable process. And once you've discovered that, then your sales accelerate. It could be that you're an amazing networker and an amazing relationship builder, and there's a space for you now on the marketplace. To all the SDRs who are prospecting today, the best way that you're going to be successful is to really understand how these large enterprises are structured, understand, what the processes are, how does the company operate, what initiatives are they focused on, what decision-making capabilities they have in the processes that exist in terms of the hierarchy that's there. How does the legal get involved? How does procurement work? And then really spend time understanding those customers' needs and really become a trusted advisor within those accounts. And if you can do all of that today, you've got an opportunity to jump on Swarm Sales, because we've got a lot of companies, great companies built by great founders, that are looking to leverage that data to break into those target accounts. So I would say if you're an SDR prospecting and you don't have an opportunity that you can discover, get to know the person, get to know the company, get to know the processes, and I can guarantee you that you're going to do really well on the market, on Swarm Sales Marketplace as well. So today, the biggest thing is that, yes, we are creating an advocate who is able to better represent the product into that particular account, because you understand what are the key focus areas. So let's talk about Oracle today. Oracle, I've had the fortune of coming in through Oracle. I spent a lot of my tenure. It's an amazing sales culture. And I can tell you today that Oracle itself is shifting from traditional on-premise market or a company to now being a cloud-based company where a lot of the software and the hardware exists for majority of the companies to start absorbing and consuming. And today, what they're fundamentally interested in is understanding, different types of solutions that make their platform better. Now, they're a culture that obviously tends to innovate internally a lot. However, if you are somebody that can come in and say, this is something that will make your infrastructure faster, better, then obviously that's something that puts that particular company or that capability on the radar a lot faster. And that's the case with everybody today. So if you look at companies like Visa, eBay, PayPal, they are innovators. They're doing a lot of innovation internally, and they have a lot of resources that are working constantly to build infrastructure or capability internally. What happens is that when you actually have an agent that understands their initiatives really well and is able to come back and align a solution and highlight the problem that that solution solves, that is something that's very well received, and that's the mark of a great salesman, right? Because you're not selling, you're solving the problem at that time. So one of the things that we fundamentally want on our marketplace are folks who actually have the ability to take a solution that's on our marketplace, observe it, understand it, decipher a use case, and then go align with the enterprise and represent that solution appropriately back to them, increasing the likelihood of getting that past the introduction phase to pilot, and then obviously absorbing it into production and getting a deal. Today, sales is seen as gimmicky, as extremely intrusive and car salesy. And fundamentally, I personally believe that sales professionals possess a skill set, which is that we are able to translate what a thought process is and disseminate it back to the target audience and highlight the simple use case that can solve your problem. So we help influence decisions in a way that's never been done. So that power is quite astounding. And on that power, revenue is generated, companies are built, and companies are sold, and companies go public. So I'm a big proponent of what sales professionals bring to the table. And one of the things that you'll notice on Swarm Sales is we will never refer to them as a salesperson or a sales rep. We actually constantly refer to them as sales professional, because we do believe they are professionals and they've amassed the skill set that can drive a lot of value to the table. But the biggest thing, as I kind of as you pointed out, is that it's amazing what happens when you pluck a sales professional out of an account and you drop them into another account. Today we say as a company, great, that guy's a revenue generator. Let's go ahead and put him into another organization and drive revenue. But we don't think about the damage that causes with that particular account that sales professional just plucked out of. I've had multiple accounts where I've sold technology or solutions into, and next year the territories were changed and those companies came back and said, is there any way we can keep you? Is there any way we can work with you? And there was a part of me that did want to work with them, because we knew exactly what we had sold to them, and we knew exactly what were the initiative, and we knew exactly how to align and make those initiatives successful. And I'll tell you, Will, I mean, every time I check back in, if we were no longer serving that account, 8 times out of 10, that technology was not appropriately deployed. And that's damaging. That's damaging to our reputation as sales professionals, and is damaging to the company that's selling the product, because then people go, well, it never served the purpose that I bought it for, and let alone I didn't have the people that could help me be successful in using it. So today we want to put that agent back into the mix and really let them drive that behavior. And instead of compensating them for being just a mercenary who sells products, we now want to compensate them for maintaining those relationships and being really good at being able to solve that problem. But the one question I want to make sure that all the sales professionals ask every single time is, what else can I do for you? Right? Today, by plucking them away, we don't give them that ability. So that was one of the biggest things that I think you'll see a lot of change happen in the future with.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that one. Click up here to watch another 5 Steps to Thrive in Sales video. Click down here to watch the full interview where all these clips came from.